You may have clicked on this video because you feel like you're going through it. You feel like giving up, or you feel like you're not enough. There was many times in my life where I felt like giving up. There was many times in my life where I felt like I wasn't enough. And there's many times in my life where I've been going through it. And if I give up when these things happened, if I gave up when times got hard, I wouldn't have ever been able to see what I could have become. I wouldn't have ever grown into the person that I'm growing into. And I'm not saying that I've got it all figured out. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything like this at all. You know, we all have our own problems. We all have our own demons. And I felt like I've been going through it a little bit recently. But then I remember how much other people might be struggling. And when I think about other people and their situations in their lives, I realise how much I need to appreciate my own life. Because a lot of the time, our brain can be our worst enemy. A lot of the time, we make ourselves think that our situation is a lot worse than it is. And I'm not belittling anyone's situation. I'm not saying that you're not in a bad place. Of course, if you've clicked on this video, you might be in a bad place. And I just want this to be that little glimmer of hope, that there is hope and you can turn your life around, and this isn't the end, you know. Like I said, I was in many dark places many times. And when you're in that place, it's hard to realise that there is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, many nights I fucking cried on my bed to myself, thinking, why me? Or what have I done to deserve this? And it's so hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when your head's in that place. But remember, a lot of the time it is in your head. Yeah, you might be going through some things, but we overthink so much. Our brain goes round and round and round. To the point where we've thought of 10 different things that could happen. 10 different events that could happen. And at the end of the day, none of them even happen, you know? We can wind ourselves up so much in our brain. So it's important to take a step back sometimes. I know it's very hard and it's easier said than done, but try and take a step back and just turn social media off, turn your phone off, and just sit and think with your brain for a little bit. As I've spoke about many times, we're so stuck in our phones, the phones are literally ingrained in us, and we don't think for ourselves. A lot of our thoughts, a lot of our ideas come from what's on this thing, you know? And they might be positive. You might gain something from this that you needed. I'm not saying there isn't positive things out there, but there's also a lot of negative things, and it's kind of programming into our brain watching these reels and watching these watching this content. It's kind of programming our brain, you know, so you have to be careful of how much you're consuming. And I've noticed this recently, you know, I'd scroll first thing in the morning, have a quick scroll through Instagram thinking it's harmless, you know, when I don't think it is harmless. I think scrolling all the time is bad for your brain. I can guarantee that. So what have I done to change this? Well, I've stopped scrolling first thing in the morning. And really, I still have Instagram and stuff on my phone, but I'm really not scrolling at all. Because I'm seeing all these guys my age who are making all this money, or I'm seeing people who are maybe where I want to be in a few years to come. And I'm forgetting what's important. And you have to remember that Instagram is highlights. It's the highlights of people's life. That's why we have a section on your Instagram profile which says highlights. Because it's highlights of people's life. People don't post on Instagram when shit's going wrong. People don't post when they're going through their darkest times. And that's what my channel's all about. If I'm going through a dark time, as much as it's hard to voice it, and maybe it demasculates me or I don't know, it's less masculine. I don't really care, because just because people aren't speaking about their tough times, people aren't speaking about their problems, doesn't mean I'm less masculine because I'm speaking about my problems. I'm not venting to you right now. You know, I've definitely felt like I've been going through it a little bit, but that wasn't the reason for this video. The reason for the video is, if you've clicked it, you probably are going through something, or you feel like you're going through something, and there is hope, you know. If you want any help, message me on Instagram, it's in the description. And don't give up, man, literally. You know, we shouldn't be chasing happiness in life. Every day is not going to be happy. If you wake up trying to chase happiness every day, you're going to live a sad life, because there is things, whether you're happy or not, there's outer energies, there's other people in the world who might affect you. And a point on that is, don't let everyone else's emotions, everyone else's, say the way they treat you, don't let that affect you too much, because a lot of the time if someone's treating you badly, it's just a reflection of what's going on in their brain. So yeah, if you need some help, DM me on Instagram. I mean, I'll happily coach people. If there's people going through things, I'll happily coach you. This isn't necessarily what I do. I do make money online, but not necessarily in coaching, and I'll happily coach you. But even if you just want to have a chat, if there's anything you want to reach out about, if you want to drop a comment, just drop a comment. I'll get back to all of them, or I'll try my best. I also have a free Telegram. If you're on the self-development, self-improvement journey, it can get quite lonely, especially if you don't have a partner, or even if you have a partner, it can get lonely, because not everyone knows what you're going through, and sometimes it's easier to tell someone who you don't know on Instagram or something like this what you're going through, rather than tell everyone in your family or tell your partner or something like this. So yeah, I haven't made this video to rant. Like, I'm in a pretty good place right now. I'm very happy. The last couple of days or week, you know, I left my job, my 9 to 5 fully, and then I realised I made a mistake, so I had to go back part-time just to pay the bills, you know. And I don't treat these things as, yeah, it was a bit of a mistake, but I don't treat them as a loss. I treat them as a lesson. So there's another lesson you can take from this. If something goes wrong, if you make a minor mistake or quite a big mistake, it's not a loss, it's a lesson. We're all learning in this life. None of us have it figured out, you know. I'm learning every day. I'm learning new things since I got sober. I'm learning so many new things. All the reasons why I drank and took drugs in the first place, well, they're coming right back, you know. And I'm working through it myself. And with other people, of course. It's always good to speak to someone. So if you need any help, DM me on Instagram. Don't go through it alone. I know what it feels like. And the reason why I made this, this message, this video, is because I was going through times, and I wish I reached out to someone when I was going through. And I eventually did reach out to people, and I went to therapy and went to AA. I still go to AA. And yeah, even in sobriety, I still have hard times, but it's a lot better than consuming drugs and alcohol all the time. Guys, I really appreciate you. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I know it's not as much of an energetic video today. I wanted to really speak and get down to people's core, you know. I wanted to really try and help people, because this is why I started this channel. It wasn't necessarily for views or subscribers, and like I said, I really appreciate that. Honestly, I really do. And it's cool to know that people are listening to what I have to say, because yeah, I don't have it figured out either. I'm not saying I've got all the answers, but if you can take one little thing from this video that helps you, then I've done my job. Appreciate you all, guys. Thank you.